Something wrong with Fauci from the very beginning. I mean, he just didn't feel right, like flat out. I don't know what it was, but I just didn't, trust him from the beginning. And the fact that YouTube is deleting videos like this off of their platform, and Facebook is, I mean, I would say in the end, I'm about to show you how Fauci before he even came into the public eye, he was responsible for millions of deaths already. And the fact that that YouTube's covering it up, I mean, I think it makes him directly responsible for the lives of a lot of people. And he's sitting right in, I mean, just watch this for a second, and I'm going to make my commentary on it. But I cut a lot out of this video because it's getting deleted off YouTube left and right. And I'm basically giving my commentary on it. So I just left on, the real valid points that everyone needs to hear.
Dr. Judy Mikovits has been called one of the most accomplished scientists of her generation, destroying her good name, career, and personal life. Now, as the...
See right there, I said I cut some stuff out, but her coming forward, she worked under Fauci, and her coming forward, got her, put in jail. They've done everything to this lady. And they put a gag order on her that she couldn't come forward for 4 years. And the gag order just came up and she made this movie. The fact that YouTube's holding this from people, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, make them just as bad as Fauci. Facebook too. I mean, they do not mean us any well. Just watch this.
As the fate of nations hang in the balance, Dr. Mikovits is naming names of those behind the plague of corruption that places all human life in danger. So, Anthony Fauci.
My name is Dr. Tony Fauci. I'm the director of
the man who is heading the pandemic task force was involved in a cover-up.
He directed the cover-up. And in fact, everybody else was paid. Investigators that committed the fraud continue to this day to be paid big time by the NIAID.
And the whole world is listening to his advice for how to handle this current pandemic.
I mean, that's just crazy. Like I said, this is a shortened version, but I recommend it. It's called Plandemic. And it's enlightening on a lot of things. And it's, we got to wake up and we got to put our foot down and do something about everything that's going on with this. Because they aim to kill us and they aim to take our freedom away. And there's no question about it. I'll get to the other people later, but right now I'm just on the coronavirus specifically.
And Tony Fauci says, we understand that you have a paper in press and we want a copy of it. And I said, yes, there's a paper in press, and it's confidential, and no, I will not give you a copy of it. That I didn't know my work in 1999 was something that had been avoided from 80.
She was she single-handedly isolated the AIDS virus, and which meant that she was on a real road. And then he's been on the AIDS task force for years getting money, and she isolated the virus. She was on the road to coming up with the cure for AIDS. And watch what happened. They shut her down from developing a cure for AIDS.
83 and 82, when the virus was isolated, the virus didn't have to wait until 84 to be confirmed. Think of how many people, the entire continent of Africa, lost a generation as that virus was spread through because of the arrogance of a group of people. And it includes Robert Redfield, who's now the head of the CDC.
Oh, okay. So now YouTube wants to delete every other doctor's videos or whatever, And then this guy ain't even a doctor, but that's what they're always telling us is to follow CDC guidelines and like to wear the masks and stuff. I'm going to directly show you where doctors say in this video that wearing masks is actually the worst thing you can do. They are trying to kill us, and there's no question about it.
Right along with Tony Fauci, they were working together to take credit and make money, and they had the patents on it and tailored them to IL-2 therapy, which was absolutely the wrong therapy. And had that not happened, millions wouldn't have died.
Global advice for health. Own a patent in the solution in the vaccine. Isn't that a conflict of interest, or shouldn't it be?
It is a conflict of interest.
And then that's came out lately that, you know, that there's people that have patents. Gates is one of them that has patents on the coronavirus. So, I mean, you know, that they're trying to like, you know, not, you know, the last thing they would want to do is get a vaccine. And to be honest, the last thing I would want to do is ever accept a vaccine that any of these crooked fucks got to do with it. From CDC down the line to World Health Organization. I've showed in other videos of mine how this is a whole line of corruption.
And in fact, this is one of the things that I've been saying and would like to say to President Trump while we destroy the lives of millions of people.
Normalcy only returns when we've largely vaccinated the entire global population.
I mean, do you hear this guy like giggling in between? And then I seen another, he was on another news station and they were interviewing him about this. And they were saying, well, a lot of people died. And he was straight smiling about it, about just that comment in itself. I mean, these are sick bastards, and these are the people that's going to get us better.
Do you believe that this virus was created in a laboratory?
So it's very clear this virus was manipulated. This family of viruses was manipulated and studied in a laboratory where the animals were taken into the laboratory. And this is what was released, whether deliberate or not. That cannot be naturally occurring. Somebody didn't go to a market, get a bat. The virus didn't jump directly to humans. That's not how it works. That's accelerated viral evolution. If it was a natural occurrence, it would take it up to 800 years to occur. This occurred.
So they're directly manipulating it, directly taking this disease from animals and purposely infecting the population with it. And they already got a cure. They already got the vaccine. But I'm cool on that. I mean, I don't want it from them because they got all kinds of other ulterior motives. They plan on putting an ID in you. That's what they say COVID stands for, that it's an operation, and it stands for, I can't think of the names. Hold on right now. I'm trying to think. Certificate of Vaccination ID. Those are all the letters to COVID. A lot of people are saying it's an op, that it's all a plan to get us a vaccination where they're going to include a chip with it. And that's going to be your new ID. And that's going to be the new form of money. The whole like Mark of the Beast scenario.
Occurred from SARS-1 within a decade. That's not naturally occurring.
And do you have any ideas of where this occurred?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure it occurred between the North Carolina laboratories, Fort Detrick, the U.S. Army Research Institute of Infectious Disease, and the Wuhan laboratory.
$3.7 million flowed from the National Institutes of Health here in the U.S. to the Wuhan lab in China, the same lab where many...
Okay, here's a comment I got to make too. Like Trump's kind of hinting at, like we may need to go to war with China over this. I say not. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to go to war with no other country. I think we got plenty to take care of over here with our own people that is involved. And you really cannot tell me that President Trump is this naive and this stupid. He's got he's got like the best intelligence operatives and the best investigators known to man. Like, he's got all these departments at DHS. So how is this information coming out to regular people that can find it on the internet, but it's going over the heads of the Department of Homeland Security?
Many people have said that this coronavirus infection first originated. We also now know that NIAID, the department associated with the National Institutes of Health, of which Dr. Anthony Fauci is in control, had already been conducting experiments with the Wuhan lab in the past in regard to coronavirus.
It's hard to ignore the death tolls. People have been dying. They are dying from this in quite alarming numbers. How do you reconcile that?
It's pretty easy when you see, for me, when you see what the government has done, and that is that. So if you're not testing and you don't have evidence of infection, and if you walked in there today, they'd call it COVID-19, and we hear this from.
So see, that's what they're doing, and that's right there. I mean, and there's all kinds of doctors coming forward. There's some honest doctors, and they're coming forward and saying, and they're getting extra funding for saying someone died of COVID-19. So they are directly manipulating the statistics on the death of this virus. They got us sitting here at home, and they are destroying the economy and trying to kill us. That is the bottom line.
From the doctors and nurses who are upset.
I've seen so many doctors online that have made their own webcam videos, just perplexed by the protocol that the CDC had given them.
Writing up my death report, I'm being pressured to add COVID. Why is that?
Fear is a great way to control people.
One dies with COVID-19, we are counting that as a COVID-19 death.
You don't die with an infection. You die from an infection.
I've talked with doctors who have admitted that they are being incentivized to list patients that are sick or have died with COVID-19.
Yeah, $13,000. And you've killed them with the ventilator because you gave them the wrong treatment.
What happened to all the
all this screaming about we need more ventilators, and that's the totally wrong thing. Like, the lady on there is is got her master's degree. She's a research scientist, and she's saying that's the wrong treatment. Now, Trump was speaking highly of this treatment, and it is the cure. And I cannot remember what senator it was, but whoever it was, he needs to be in fucking federal prison, because he specifically, I seen it in the paper, bought up all the whole supply of hydroxychloroquine.
Hydroxychloroquine. We know that hydrochloroquine and zinc are working great for patients.
Dr. Fauci calls that anecdotal
data.
For 7 days, 2 doses.
Oh yeah, anecdotal, it's working for people, and he's gonna brush that off. And this is Trump's main advisor. You cannot really tell me that a lot of this is going under Trump's nose and that he ain't a part of it. I mean, flat out, they're destroying the economy. They are destroying the food supply. So people are going to be, there's a literal attack going on us, and no one's saying nothing about it. Everybody's sitting here, oh, we need to listen to the government. They said stay in the house, Why our economy is self-destructing, and when they have total plans to kill you.
Doses a day with one $600 vial, and that hasn't been done. This is essential medicine, and they keep it from the people. Not only now, but back in autism with our discovery, there was an old antiviral drug, 100-year-old drug called Suramin, on the WHO list of essential medicine. It literally gave kids with autism a voice, a life. What did Bayer and Monsanto do? They took it away from everybody. You couldn't get it to save your life right now, and we tried. But
these big drug companies, I mean, you know, so they want... I mean, I think that they've like attacked us with autism too, because the cases of autism majorly went up as of recent. I mean, you know, we've been under attack from these people. And I mean, I know a lot of people follow Q and they're on that or whatever. And I feel you, but I would love to think that Trump's got a whole plan to save the world and, you know, and to make everything right. But it's looking ridiculous to wait around for it. If there was really a plan to save the world and Q was real, and he was real, they wouldn't be standing up letting millions die.
Believe me, every way we could. So when you take away a medicine, and not just the WHO, not just the WHO, the FDA, the CDC, Tony Fauci, close everything. Just end it all, and we've got a healthy world again. And we got tons of money, because we can take all that money they're making on their patents and we can give it to them.
Well, like I said, I skipped a lot of parts of this video out, but for Facebook and YouTube to be denying people to see the truth and letting people be in fear and being forced to stay in their homes, I think that directly makes them responsible. That makes them an accessory to murder for millions. And I already showed you how Fauci was already responsible for killing millions of people because they would have been on a fast track to get good medicine for AIDS. But they let millions die in Africa. Just the smirk on his face. I mean, you know, as far as I'm concerned, Trump's got to be in on it. Our whole government does. They're conspiring to kill us right now.
To the victims of this plague of corruption.
Is it safe to say that anything that cannot be patented has been shut down intentionally because there's no way to profit from it? All these natural remedies that we have had forever.
Absolutely, that's fair to say, and that's exactly what's going on in COVID-19. The game is to prevent the therapies till everyone is infected and push the vaccines, knowing that the flu vaccines increase the odds by 36% of getting COVID-19.
So they are trying to switch this around and give you a vaccine that's going to make you even more likely to catch this shit. I mean, you know, I think anybody would have to be insane out of their mind to accept a vaccine out of this. And and number one, I don't even like agree with the fact that they're even calling this a lockdown. I mean, everybody in America did not do nothing to go to jail. This isn't a lockdown. This is a direct attack on every man, woman, and child that lives in this country, and it is a drawn out, well thought out conspiracy to kill every one of us.
Wearing the mask literally activates your own virus. You're getting sick from your own reactivated coronavirus expressions.
Oh yeah, all the rules. Wear a mask, wear a mask. They're even like, you know, like saying, like demanding, it's a law that you do it. So they're making a law to sit and kill yourself.
And if it happens to be SARS-CoV-2, then you've got a big problem.
You're not the first virologist who has told me that we're doing the exact opposite of what we should be doing to contain and to create immunity from this virus.
I've said that. A lot of doctors are coming out and saying that. Herd immunity. You don't hide everybody away. That's even making us more susceptible to it. By locking us down all this time and then letting us out, our immune systems are even going to be weaker. which means more people come up sick and more people die.
But they've done such a great job at manipulating the masses that it's other people shutting down other citizens, and the big tech platforms follow suit and they shut everything down. There is no dissenting voices allowed anymore in this free country.
Oh, I don't think the big tech corporations, like, you know, are all that innocent in it, that they just don't want controversy and that's why they're shutting people down. I think that's bullshit. I think that they're all the way across the board in on it with all the other corrupt and crooked motherfuckers in our government, which it must, I mean, there is doctors coming out and being honest with this, but what I'm shocked about is why isn't no law enforcement coming out? Because for this to be going down like this, I mean, you know, there's got to be a lot of people that are, you know, that are aware of it. You know, a lot of people in authority got to know that something going down isn't right and it isn't legitimate. But, like, you know, it seems like when videos like this come out, like this just came out recently, and then I just got a message on my phone that Trump is, like, you know, trying to say this or that. And you know, now, I mean, look, he sat back and waited. He would have to know that there's crooked shit that Fauci's in. And the only thing he comes up with is, yeah, we got to go to war with China. Man, fuck that. I mean, I don't think the people need to be, I don't think that's who we need to be going to war with. Flat out. I don't think that, you know, that really, I think we need to go to war with, you know, the people that are governing us, that are trying to set themselves up to be kings and trying to kill off millions of us.
Country.
It's beyond comprehension how a society can be so fooled that the types of propaganda continue to where they're just driving us to hate each other. And we win because it will take down the whole program with information like this. And for me, it's the great news that the doctors are waking up and saying, wait a minute.
You doctors that are watching this, and I see a lot of you right here, why are you not getting loud? I'm here to defend you. I'm here to defend my freedoms. I'm here to defend my family's freedoms, my patients' rights to choose what to do with their life. Wake up, because your liberties are getting taken away from you, all because of fake news that's out there. This is wrong. People should be going to jail for this stuff.
That scientific journals would twist the discovery that should have.
It's a crime that some are coming forward, and this lady went and did time in jail and everything and waited, and like she, at the risk of her life, she's looking at like maybe getting killed over releasing this information, and nobody's listening to us. We're going to sit and argue still and let YouTube delete videos like this off of the platform. That just goes to show you 100%. If Facebook and YouTube deletes these, they are involved in trying to kill you and your family. That's what they really want from us. They don't care, like, if we watch it. I think they got other plans to move on without a whole lot of people.
Should have healed all.
A real honor to sit here with you, and particularly thank you for your courage.
Thank you,
The issue of pandemic preparedness is that there is no question that there will be a surprise outbreak.
All right, everybody, we have President Donald Trump. Let's listen in live.
I mean, that says it all right there. He has got to be dead ass asleep at the wheel to not see this. The greatest investigative forces that exist, the FBI, the DHS, why didn't none of them take a look at this doctor lady's video and really check into Fauci's past? Like I said, that was a shortened version of the video. I cut out a lot of pieces, and it's getting deleted off like left and right. But I'm going to try to put this up and, you know, hopefully, like, you know, it reaches some people. It reaches enough that, like, you know, we get woken up. Because I'm telling you, the next step I see coming is they're going to shut off communications. They're going to shut off our communications with each other. And that's when the real ugly stuff is starting to happen. They have sat and plowed under whole fields of food. Food's going to start becoming critical. And I mean, you just can't tell me President Trump's just been taking a nap the whole time. This has had to go on right under his nose. He's the one that brought Fauci in front of us all. I think that, like, you know, that this whole government has become corrupt to the core, and everything we trust has become corrupt totally and completely to the core. From Facebook, from YouTube. I think for them to cut this lady's video off that she risked her life to make and went to prison to make, I think they're the ones that need to be in prison.